Chat, here we go. Daniel showing up in his best attire for today's game. Rocking the suit. Coming to challenge the beginning of Mount 1v1, the mountain himself, Kronovi. Daniel, you guys likely know him, hard on the 1v1 grind for the past few months or so. I actually say he's probably pulled off the grind in maybe the past few weeks, maybe a month or two actually. But definitely one of the top 1v1 players in North America. Kronovi knows what it's like to be the best 1v1 player in North America as well. And he's here to show him that don't mess with the veterans. Scoring first 1-0, a nice save on Daniel's flip reset as he pushes him off the ball. Daniel is maybe one of the most, if not the absolute most aerial focused 1v1er. I think you could argue Evo is even more aerial focused. We've seen Daniel in some of his tougher matchups, play a more well-rounded game, not necessarily rely on constant wall air dribbles or everything in the air, but definitely one of the main aerial focused players. I know AJ exists as well, but even games I've seen of AJ, I'm not sure he plays as much in the sky as Daniel does, as he takes this one all the way to the ceiling. His flip reset, Musty will not connect, and Kronovi back in control. Thank you for the tier 1 yourself, Saban. The 10 gifted, you gotta get one for yourself as well. Much appreciated. Kronovi, a strong hook shot. Had an opportunity to set up a possession for free. Thought maybe Daniel was gonna come dive in and he could hook shot it past him. Daniel, early challenged by Crow. If Kronovi could find a way to stop Daniel's aerial game, he could easily take this series. So far, he's handled the flip reset that Daniel had early well, pushing him up out of the way. And this last air dribble challenging it super early. I don't know if Daniel got the flip reset this time. He'll just drop it down to the ground. Daniel looking to try and find his offense at the start of this one. Kronovi, the full field double tap attempt. Could not quite connect on the bounce. Daniel trying to play ultra patient here on offense. You see him looking to hold on to his 50 boost around net to see if Kronovi would make a mistake, but Kronovi managed not to. Nice delayed flick. Daniel will get his first. Just before halftime, Daniel ties up the series, or sorry, ties up the game with this delayed front flip. Daniel is most lethal on these wall to air dribbles initially off the kickoff when he can force that defender back into his half. A good touch from Kronovi, but at the cost of flying all the way across the map. And this is a guy who knows how good Daniel can be in the air. You have to try and challenge him. You have to try and break up the play. Daniel's gotten to the point where he can get players going crazy on defense without actually scoring anything to start. Normally, you kind of have to prove to the player you're playing against that you can hit, crazy flip resets or full field dribbles before they start trying to defend him. Daniel's reputation precedes him a little bit. I think players know right away at the start of the game they have to start challenging those. So even though Daniel hasn't really connected on one yet, Crow coming with a very early challenge up the ceiling. And even though he connects with the ball, it goes flying by. Daniel gets somewhat of an open net. Kronovi trying to bounce it off the ground for a double, but he maybe intentionally pulled off that last touch. There's a good chance it would have head to the back wall and back towards his half, which would have made recovering much tougher. Nice hook shot from Kronovi, just a nice side dribble. A right to left bounce dribble. Daniel with 100 boosts in net. Could not cover the top right corner, just great placement. Daniel goes flying by. Kronovi fighting for that midfield boost. This could be a goal at the cost of not winning it, but a good recovery, and Daniel can't score it in time. We see players vie for the midfield boost a lot, even when losing could mean getting scored on. We know Ricky does it probably more than anybody else. Iriki refuses to give up that midfield boost. Immediately off the kickoff, he seems to think grabbing the 100 boost is more important than anything, even when he's beat. In fact, almost especially when it looks like he's beat. He'll play for it because he thinks he can surprise them and steal it while they play it slow, thinking they won. But 2-2 with a minute left to go. Daniel playing this on the goal line, just trying to constantly keep the ball around double jump height. If he can do that for an extended period of time, Kronovi can't save these forever. A nice scoop with the musty right on the goal line, but too high. Daniel falling from the ceiling. He's going to go for the dribble to himself. He can't get there on the second touch. So even though he's been on offense for what feels like an entire minute going back and forth, Kronovi has yet to be scored on. And a good challenge this time. Not flying across the map, so back in the net after 15, that first shot away. Daniel once again, not necessarily going for strong shots, just trying to make sure the ball is up around crossbar height. Keep Kronovi up in the air, but I think Kronovi might be out of the woods. A long defense, and he finally breaks free. If he could get this catch, he could get a third. Could not quite get around it, but now he's on offense with Daniel in his back half. And oh no, Kronovi, after such a long extended defensive stand, as soon as he comes out on offense, he's looking for blood, and Daniel can flick it over the early challenge. And with 2 seconds left to go, looking like Daniel will go up 1-0. Kronovi needs a bit of kickoff magic. He is going to go delay kickoff. I don't blame him. It's going to be a good opportunity. Can he redirect it? That was a good chance. I think that was his best opportunity to get the redirect on the doink, but couldn't find it, and Daniel will go up 1-0. Is Daniel changing out of his suit? Oh, he's going Dominus. Daniel in the Dominus for game number 2. I'm not sure we've seen Daniel play the Dominus since Next Gen Season 1. That's right, I'm pretty sure Daniel was playing Dominus Next Gen Season 1, which was a long time ago. Over a year, maybe over 2 years ago? No, maybe just over a year ago. But Daniel back in the Dominus, a stock Dominus. Maybe he doesn't play it a lot recently, but wants to bring it out here in this 1v1. Kronovi very intentionally trying to boost through Daniel. Unable to connect, but another early challenge, and I expect to see that a lot from Kronovi. Do not let Daniel get into his rhythm in the wall to air dribbles. Daniel turtling down the field. Daniel taking the back corner boost, the midfield boost as well. Kronovi, you can see him taking his trip around to pick up all the pads. He's going to save the first, but Daniel will likely be able to find the angle and get a 1-0 lead. Kronovi almost falling too far off the top of the net, but his front flip just barely connecting. Daniel in the wall to air. First touch, not towards the net, but that's never really been a problem for Daniel. Going for the double flip reset, but doesn't get it. Kronovi with lots of space, able to steal that midfield boost. Daniel stuck on the back line, and Kronovi dropping it down. Putting it on the right side of the net. Daniel setting up his shadow challenge and just reacted too late to the shot attempt. Couldn't decide how far away he wanted to play it. But an initial kickoff goal, nothing like that to immediately erase a tough goal. You want to see Gizmo Daniel? We've seen Gizmo. Yeah, Gizmo Daniel played Forky. I think that's the last time we saw Daniel in the Gizmo. Kronovi, a nice dribble, hook shot to end it, just a little bit wide. Daniel's sidewall game is just going to be completely eaten up by Kronovi. Kronovi knows it. He knows what Daniel wants, and he is ready to pre-jump and take these away. If Daniel doesn't play it fast enough, Kronovi will make him pay as he ties up the game 2-2. 3 minutes left to go. Kickoff's crucial. Kickoffs will be really the only moments with the way Kro's playing right now that Daniel will be able to get free air dribbles. But he doesn't connect on this one. Kronovi back the other way. An awkward landing means he has to give up a possession. Daniel, his double off the back wall, not going to work. He does take the back corner boost, but at the cost of his life. So Kronovi should have a good possession. Daniel coming in for a far challenge, spawned all the way on the opposite side of the field and just did not ever give up. Coming in completely at supersonic. Thought maybe Kro was going to expect him to turn around and shadow, but Daniel was hard committed all the way. But another wall to air dribble off the kickoff. We're going to see these from Daniel every time. This time, the Musty gets stopped out as he tries to sneak it near post. Kro will rip Musty back the other way, and Daniel an easy save. Daniel, another air dribble, another save from Kronovi. These guys trading off aerial attempts right now. Kronovi trying to take Daniel for a ride. And he'll demo him off the field. Kronovi has certainly been more focused on demos than a lot of players we've seen recently. He'd rather play against no defender. That being said, Daniel does spawn, and with the little boost he does have, saves one off the crossbar. Daniel, a full field dribble from the corner. He is not going to flip reset this one. Instead, he just tries to carry it above Kronovi and catch him out of position. Sometimes players trying to prep for, a flip reset don't cover just high and behind them. But Kronovi's done a good job of covering the aerial game for the most part. The continuation play from Daniel, though, will be what gets him the goal. As he lobs one off the backboard. Kronovi, not enough boost to do anything about it. Has to just sit and wait for the continuation shot in net. Can't quite get there. Daniel setting up the air dribble, not taking it. Instead, going for the goal line. 50, and he finds a tight angle. Not a lot of angle for Daniel to get here, but he uses his last bit of boost, slams it off the crossbar and in. So Daniel back in the lead. By the way, Era Witchton, thank you for the prime. Much appreciated. Daniel's got open field. Kronovi dropping it into the corner with no boost. Daniel's certainly going to be able to take this air dribble all the way down the field. Can't afford to give a player like Daniel a possession in that situation. Kronovi trying to pre-flip to get back on this kickoff goal. Doesn't connect, but Daniel plays it slow and he's able to 50 it away. Daniel, he has been searching for a goal on this flip reset Musty, but he has not once found the power it's going to need. This time, a flip reset high away from the net. Easily saved away. Kronovi should have an opportunity to get a fourth goal here. Daniel respawns and can't get in the way. So 20 seconds left to go. Kronovi needs to find another goal. Can he do so? Tie up the series and heading into game 3. Or will he put himself once again on his back foot, needing a reverse sweep in the second match of Mount 1v1. Daniel, a nice slow play on the kickoff. 6-4. 13 seconds. Likely that he'll be able to finish it out. We'll need to see something similar from Kronovi. Daniel, no reason to take this ball over to Kronovi if he's not going to come get it. So he'll let it roll out. Game number 2 going to go over to Daniel. And he's going to hop out. Likely a new car again as we head to game number 3. Daniel versus Kronovi. Daniel back in the Octane. This is more of a classic Daniel preset. I feel like we've seen this one from him a lot. Kronovi faking a challenge from far away. Doesn't really convince Daniel to do much, but he does get there early for Daniel's air dribble and a nice doomsy setup. It wasn't really a doomsy, but he rolls it off the back wall and gets a tough angle as he has to air roll around to backflip it into the net. He was ahead of the ball, but he'll go up 1-0 and gain number 3. Daniel always looking to take to the sidewall, even in situations where it seems like he could try and force an immediate kickoff goal. You see him wrap around the ball and take it over the wall. Kronovi has done a good job defending them. You know, Daniel has made many a defender look silly trying to defend his wall-to-air dribbles, and Kronovi, for the most part, hasn't been scored on them. The only times he has been scored on is when they either drop under with 50s or, you know, turn into fakes. For the most part, he's covered all of them. In fact, Kronovi, he's going to fake Daniel the other way. Kronovi looking for the double flip reset this time. Gets one and gets a second, even though he doesn't get another touch. He convinces Daniel to get up early and try and stop the shot. It will roll slowly behind Daniel. So a 2-0 lead for Kronovi. Looking good at the start of this game number 3. Daniel just a strong shot to the backboard of Kronovi to start this possession. As he dives in, tries to slowly whittle Kronovi down. We've seen Kronovi play such great defense. Threatening coming off the ceiling here. They can't get back up for Daniel. Kronovi doing a good job of slowing Daniel down. But that was a cheeky shot with the backflip to finish it off. High at that double jump height where Kronovi's going to have a tough time to get up to it. Daniel looking for the dribble on the ground. Kronovi has the read. An immediate touch, just a little bit too strong. It's going to connect to the ceiling, and another strong touch. Ends up giving away possession that could have been something great. You never know. Ooh, Daniel, nice counter. That's an unfortunate give up of possession. Kronovi certainly not trying to touch it as strong as that. He was trying to initiate some kind of dribble, but instead passes the ball to Daniel, who is just nasty with it as he rips one off the backboard and gets the double touch before Kronovi can recover in time. Daniel, a wall pinch to buy himself some time to reset on boost. What a pre-jump! Oh my goodness! What was this pre-jump? He was up so early! Oh my gosh, what a read! How did he know Kronovi was going to go high? That was insane. We saw Daniel pre-jump some other players before, you know, to the same caliber, but dude, that was insane. Such a risky pre-jump if Kronovi doesn't go high, but he's so good at predicting what players are going to do and just getting a feel for the game in general. Makes sense. Kronovi with that bounce likely to go in the air, but somehow, how does Daniel know exactly where it's going to end up? As he dunks it immediately in to take the lead in game number 3. Daniel using the flip reset to ward off defenders. That is one of the things he does well. He turns almost every single, you know, dribble play into a flip reset. And I think that makes it really hard for defenders to pick when to challenge. Might be a controller disconnect there. We saw that happen to Kronovi earlier, where it seemed like he was actually flicking Daniel, and then his controller completely stopped moving. We saw it against KV1 on the side wall. Daniel looking for a musty pinch, not going to work. Kronovi, not a bad dribble. You could see him pulling off the ball. He was trying to get a 50 late. Wasn't quite able to get it. Daniel, he loves his wall-to-air dribbles. Oh, and this time he's going for a pinch. Kronovi not going to have any of it. Daniel off the back wall. Way too much separation. Kronovi will tie up the game 3-3. Daniel just losing too much height. Normally does such a good job of sticking with the ball after getting the flip reset, but letting the ball push him down hard. This has happened so many times this game. Daniel's kickoff has certainly had the edge. Kronovi will fight back for a tie, and Daniel will just instantly retake his lead with a nice kickoff goal. (4-3) with 1:40 left to go. Kronovi will tie it up the same. He says, I can kick off goal just as well. I think you saw Kronovi. He got a longer read on what kickoff just happened there. If you saw, he waited to skip the replay, you know, as long as I did. Maybe taking a look at what Daniel's doing on the kickoff, and whatever he saw, he must have adjusted accordingly. So he's going to get a kickoff goal immediately right back. Daniel, he finally found this flip reset must that he's been looking for all game. Kronovi's even going to give him the nice one. It took him 4 or 5 attempts, but he gets there. And just so much extra height. That ball all the way down to the ground, basically, and he rips it back to the top shelf. Daniel looking for a double off the back wall. Doesn't connect. Kronovi has set up the wave dash and should have an easy fit. Daniel actually got fairly close to saving it, closer than I thought he would. Kronovi should be able to gain possession here. Daniel thought about staying aggressive, a little bit off the break. Ultimately heading back to net to grab boost. 45-degree flick. Puts the ball high off the crossbar. Kronovi a flip reset of his own, and Daniel misses on the goal line. Kronovi, nice adjustment here. Did he end up dropping it in front of him? Slowed it down, I think a little bit. Oh, just an awkward read for Daniel, low on boost. Could have had an opportunity to save it, but Kronovi, a good enough shot to keep Daniel guessing. And oh man, Kronovi has to avoid hitting good shots, because for some reason Daniel becomes super powered on the kickoff if Kronovi is nice with it on offense. Daniel, a direct kickoff goal to tie it right back up. Daniel, a big fake and a second fake. Will he go for a third fake? No. A really strong hook shot fake. Kronovi basically forced to have to react to those. Daniel with open field again. He'll take it high in the air. Kronovi pre-jumping it. And what a great recovery. Oh my goodness, Kronovi. He pre-jumped that, I think showing like he was going to go quick. So Daniel adjusted and immediately tried to play the double off the backboard. And Kronovi adjusted to it. He turned around and flew backwards to cover the angle that Daniel was going to get. That was actually maybe one of the most insane saves I've seen. Kronovi has been one of the best defenders against Daniel's insane play in the air. And that right there is going to be a well-deserved goal. Kronovi keeping Daniel out, outplaying him on the side wall, getting a 7th and taking a lead late here. This time, Daniel faking the kickoff. Every other time Kronovi has taken the lead, Daniel has come to the kickoff and immediately earned it back. This time, Daniel trying to get a possession. He might have enough boost to get back to it. He'll keep this one in the air for now, but Kronovi, his 50 didn't keep it down. Daniel's got it on the top of his car. His flick, that'll be sent into the corner and onto the ground. Kronovi will take game number 3 with an amazing save as we head to game number 4. Fennec Daniel coming out in game number 4. Fennec Daniel we've seen before for sure. Certainly see Dominus Daniel much less frequently. Daniel, this time the flip reset will get him to 50 and in. As good as Crow has been at defending these, Daniel's always going to find a few, and this time just setting up his flip reset really nicely to get the continuation. Daniel passing to himself off the ceiling, getting the flip reset, and Kronovi forced to lay in wait. That is what these flip resets are all about. Kronovi maybe can challenge early, but as soon as Daniel falls into the ball, you see Kronovi can't challenge. He wants to, but because Daniel has the flip, even though he doesn't use it, Kronovi has to sit and wait on the goal line and let the ball bounce into what is, a terrible place for Kronovi. But the trade-off of trying to challenge early just means Daniel uses his flip and he gets outpaced. Daniel a third. Challenge at midfield to go up 3-0. Kronovi thinking about diving into the back corner for that 100 boost. Thought better of it. Instead, just affecting the play. Buying himself a little bit more time. He has had some great reads off the backboard to clear these double touches away. Gathering the ball with low boost. Looking into the corner just to grab himself a possession. But Daniel playing through the pain of the bump so well, and he'll get a strong shot from the wall. 4-0 for Daniel. Kronovi trying his best to bump Daniel out of the play, but Dan able to stay in it. Daniel on the wall to air dribble. Flip reset, musty again. Kronovi this time down on the ground in time to get up and save it away. That one was a solid one too, because Daniel, sort of missing the execution on a few of those attempts he had in the past, but that one he connected with well. Kronovi, just good reaction time to save it away. Like we said, Daniel still on offense, snaking a ground play. Kronovi another good save as he sends this one to the corner. The problem is all these saves are costing him everything he has. He hasn't been able to stick with the ball, but Daniel will double touch it for whatever reason off the sidewall, give away possession. Now Kronovi will have his first possession in a while. He's trying to outpace Daniel with these really early flicks, and Daniel just barely recovers for the save, and he'll get a fifth. You see Kronovi flicking really, really early. I don't know if it's necessarily because Daniel has been challenging early all series, or if he feels more comfortable not waiting until closer to the net. Daniel the wall to air dribble. A clean grab of the flip reset and another musty underneath Kronovi. Kronovi saw the way he executed the past couple, and this time prepped for the save high on the wall, but it goes low. What can you do when Daniel can rip those flip resets, or sorry, those musties as high as, the crossbar like he did earlier? Hard to respect everything. Daniel 6-0. The bounce off the ground can leave Kronovi with a wide open possession. Kronovi slowly snaking this dribble down the field. Is flicked on the goal line. Tapped away, and he is set. Daniel with a pass, but great coverage. Kronovi has had great reaction time to these saves, man. It will earn him his first goal. He's having to play a lot of defense, but he has had some very spectacular saves and really good early reads to some of Daniel's shots. Another great save by Kronovi as Daniel rips a power shot, and he just hands him the ball. I wonder if Daniel meant to touch it as strong as he did. I'm sure he didn't. But we'll watch it from Daniel's perspective. Zero boost, man, he really crushed that. With zero boost, there's absolutely no way he was going to be able to follow up a strong touch. Daniel unable to clip into the midfield boost despite his best efforts. He has handed over another possession to Kronovi, who will score for a third. Kronovi a flip reset of his own. Daniel, the execution from him has not been there for the past minute or so. Bro working his way back into this game that looked like it was all Daniel. Daniel flying high in the air. He has looked to the double touch plays off the ground multiple times this series. This time he has the last second amazing recovery to stop the power shot from Kro. Wait a second. Kronovi with a fourth. I turned away for a slight second. Daniel off the back wall just driving past the ball as it falls in, trying to react quickly as he recovered from the sidewall to the back wall. Too much momentum. Daniel once again going for the double off the ground. Bumping into Kronovi this time and not leading to an immediate kickoff. Kronovi shoots top right, 6-5. Kronovi working his way back in. I believe it was a 6-0 lead for Daniel at one point. But Kronovi working it back. Daniel trying to pre-jump. You could see him adjusting to the backward shot as soon as he realized Crow was going to go near post, but couldn't adjust in time. Kronovi can't find the Doomsday dish. Daniel recovers. A minute left to go. The wave dash. Daniel trying to bump it away. Kronovi has brought it all the way back. 6-6. Daniel couldn't connect on the demo and then did not give up on the play. Tried to bump again. Kronovi is able to get an open net. 6-6 with a minute left to go. These kickoffs will be important coming into the final minute. Daniel has always seemed to find a way to get his lead back. Kronovi this time losing it high and can't recover. Too much power on the shot. Daniel falling from the ceiling this time, bringing us back to the days before people did flip resets. Kronovi trying to pressure the ball on the back wall. Seems like a very risky play from him. But Daniel not able to connect on it. Kronovi has a bouncing ball in a dangerous spot. Daniel setting up the shadow. The first one saved. Can Kronovi find the second shot? He's trying to get Daniel to pre-jump and miss on the first attempt, and then go for it for the second. His dribble almost sneaks underneath Daniel, but Daniel able to keep it out. 10 seconds left to go. Can Kronovi find the angle? He can't quite double it. Daniel is just waiting to backflip, and Kronovi will tie it up. Kronovi a nice touch to keep it inside the post. 7-7. Kronovi will take game number 4. This time in a crucial kickoff, Kronovi will take the lead instead of Daniel, who's had such a good job, or done such a good job so far, of erasing ties immediately by getting a kickoff. Kronovi going to send it to game number 5. He will leave the match once again for another card change, as Kronovi Daniel head to game 5. Kronovi versus Daniel. Game 5. Kronovi looking to stop Daniel in his tracks right away as Daniel attempts to climb the mountain. Daniel going to be given a wide open net though, and he'll start up 1-0. Daniel, a delayed kickoff. Kronovi able to push it slightly into his half, but not able to get a shot attempt out of it. Daniel with possession on very low boost. Bro going to continue to try and shadow just outside the play. You see him try and cut infield and get underneath Daniel. This is a great setup into a strong flick, threatening the musty there. But Daniel able to cover it. Crow challenge on the side wall we saw in the KV1 game. Kronovi did a good job of sticking up on offense with low boost and making shot attempts out of nothing. He'll get his first here as Daniel can't keep Kronovi out. Resetting on 100 boost in the corner. Daniel not wanting to go high to save away the ball early. He had the 100 boost to do so, but tried to play it lower. Maybe didn't think that Kronovi would stay on offense. But right now, Kronovi fully interested in shoving it down his opponent's throat when he gets it all the way on the back line. Daniel, though, this time the air dribble will work. Kronovi's pre-jump cannot get in the way. Daniel, another kickoff win, another wall to air dribble. A place that we're very familiar in Daniel 1v1s. Kronovi doing a good job of covering that low option still. He knows he has to cover about double jump height, but making sure that as he front flips, he leaves just the right amount of space where he'll still cover a rolling ball. Daniel too tentative on his ground dribble, trying to fake Kronovi out of the space. Instead, Kronovi challenges and gets a second. Daniel, his single jump, pops the ball to a shooting position. He can't recover in time. Kronovi with open space on the kickoff. Not often has he been able to get that. Daniel so frequently starting possessions. Kronovi's initial shot saved. He's going to go for a flip reset play of his own. Same thing when Kronovi goes for the presets. Daniel has to sit and watch. Doesn't know if Kronovi will use his flip early if he comes to challenge. So that's why you see these players being able to take the ball all the way down to the ground and catch it without anybody ever coming to challenge them. Something that certainly didn't used to exist back when players were only air dribbling and the reads were fairly easy. The air dribble bump, Kronovi able to get over the top of it. He is going to try and go for a quick shot, but Daniel has a recovery. 2-2 halfway through the game. Game 5. Can Kronovi send Daniel packing and stop his climb through the mountain in round 1 against Kronovi? Or will Daniel get the edge and move on to face Scrubkilla? Daniel sending this one high off the backboard. Kronovi going to continue to try and force Daniel to make high saves. Daniel coming with a squishy save. Able to 50 that shot away, and he might be able to find an angle here. Couldn't force it. Kronovi doesn't connect on the flick. The fake almost just as good, but Daniel covers the near post. Kronovi to Breezy. Not enough height. Daniel able to take an easy single jump away. These guys have been at a stalemate for many minutes now. Either one of them able to find offense as the series comes to a close. Kronovi a strong touchdown field. He has to use up all his boosts just to try and get involved in the play. A low boost recovery and a single jump to redirect the power shot from Daniel. But now he's stuck in net with absolutely nothing. Certainly this has got to be an opportunity for Daniel to score. And he will. Up 3-2. With a minute 17 left to go. Kronovi had actually worked his way into 23 boost, even after that tough position, but can't get up for this save. A minute 17 left to go. Kronovi to kick off this time as he rolls it into the wall to air dribble. A strong lateral touch. He's going to have a hard time bringing that back to net. In fact, just barely recovers to cut off that play before Daniel gets an immediate long shot. Daniel using up his boost before midfield. Not a lot of options left for a hook shot. Kronovi, he'll go back the other way and get a low 50. Daniel forced back into net. This time Kronovi, the ceiling reset means Daniel can't challenge early, and he tries to find the right angle, but cannot push it outside the far post. 53 seconds, another tie game. Daniel wall to air dribble. He knows how to lob that ball into the perfect shooting position. He's going to have it bounce in, but it goes off the post and out. Why Daniel is so good at those wall to air dribbles. It's all about that setup. The first moment, he does such a great job of placing the ball right in the right spot and then getting the flip reset in the perfect position. That being said, Kronovi has done a better job than average at defending them, but he might have just let the net open. Daniel with a fourth. 20 seconds left to go. This could be the series deciding goal. Kronovi, a strong touch off the wall, using his flip in the last bit of boost just to catch back up with the ball, but ends up tapping it down to Daniel. Daniel going to drive away from the ball, see if he can bait Kronovi to come in to make a challenge. Kronovi has to do it. 10 seconds left to go. Kronovi can't just sit and watch. He will pinch this one up into the air Daniel, a big fake. Wait, the net is wide open. Certainly, Kronovi will be getting a fourth. Daniel trying to get a redirection back on his goal line. Can't do it. Kronovi will send it to overtime in Game 5. Next goal takes the series. Kronovi winning the kickoff possession. This initial shot will be saved away. Daniel will buy himself enough time to at least reset on a 100 boost. Daniel will win it. GG's from Daniel. Kronovi trying to take possession back into his back half, and I'm sure he was trying to roll it up the back wall. Instead, it got a tough bounce off the back wall out to a shootable position. Daniel will tap it in, and Game 5 will just barely go to Daniel as he moves on to play Scrub Killa tomorrow.